The World of One Punch Chapter 2. The reasons for becoming a hero are, firstly, there is a lot of income, and secondly, the world is very dangerous and must become stronger. When defeating a weirdo above the tiger level, he will earn system skill points, 1 point for 3 tiger level weirdos, 1 point for ghost level weirdos, and 3 points for dragon level weirdos. For every 10 skill points you get, you can randomly unlock a skill, like the Bloodblade, which was only unlocked yesterday, and the Deep Sea King is an experimental subject. And the effect is very good. The novels you want to read are downloaded for you on Ace Novel Network, AISISHUS.com. Wuxiao just crossed the moment, only a physical immunity skill. Even if you kill the tiger level weirdo, it will take a lot of effort. The main thing is that there is no means of attack. The kitchen knives are cut, dozens of them, and the fight with hooligans is similar, and the energy consumption to kill them is considered successful. Choosing opponents also has to be careful, like the kind of weirdos who breathe fire and release poison gas at every turn, and Wuxiao never touches them. So often hide in the edge of the shadows. Wait for other heroes to go first, gradually observe the ability of those weirdos. If you encounter a weirdo who relies solely on brute force, it is when he starts. Therefore, Wuxiao's reputation as a kitchen knife slasher is not particularly good. He himself knows it, but the problem is not big. From the result, he not only killed the weirdo, but also saved some heroes who were about to be killed by the weirdo, so as not to be hated. Over time, when some heroes are about to lose, they will even have an idea in their hearts, the kitchen knife slasher is almost time to come out and save me. That's probably how it feels. Back at a quiet and warm home, Wuxiao took a bath and changed his clothes. The outside of the plastic bag was wet, the ingredients were not affected, it was sealed. His daily routine now is to find a way to meet weirdos, kill him to earn system skill points, and complete his job at the same time. As a B-level hero of the Hero Association, Wuxiao's income is still quite good. After all, it is a profession that fights with weirdos with his life. On the small coffee table, hot air came out of the plug-in hot pot, the soup was tumbling, and the things cooked were almost cooked. Wuxiao sat on the couch next to him, holding out his chopsticks with a bowl. Knock knock. The chopsticks were halfway out, and 2 knocks on the door suddenly came into the ears, and Wuxiao's movements stopped, so he had to put down the chopsticks and get up to open the door. "Huh, you are a kitchen knife chopping man, so fragrant, are you eating?" Quote. A short-haired beauty wearing a short white robe and a dark green dress with her hands on her chest, her red lips slightly open, and her voice was slightly arrogant. A B-Class 1 hero, Infernal Blowing Snow, and also the sister of Shivering Tornado, the second S-Class hero. To her left and right, there are standing the second hero Eyelashes of the B-Class, and the third hero of the B-Class, the Mountain Ape. The 2 wore suits, the bangs of their eyelashes were divided, and they were tied in ponytails. They were very formal-looking young men, and the Mountain Ape had a rough face and a strong body. They are members of the Snowblowing group and are also henchmen of Hell Blowing Snow. Is there something going on? As a traverser, although he guessed the other party's intentions, Wuxiao asked politely. Hell Blowing Snow created the Blowing Snow group in order to win over the top-ranked and more powerful B-level heroes, and then use them for her. I heard that you defeated the ghost-level weirdo, the Deep Sea King, 3 hours ago. Although it is seriously injured and dying, it is already remarkable that it can do this level as a B-class hero. Don't invite me in and sit. As he spoke, Xuanhuan was looking at Wuxiao, and suddenly looked inside the house. Come in. Wuxiao turned around with a relaxed expression and sat back on the couch. Hell Blowing Snow walked into the door with elegant steps, leaving fragrant wind, sat down on the single sofa opposite, and lifted Erlang's legs. The Mountain Ape closed the door and stood behind the Blowing Snow with his eyelashes. 3 pairs of unintentional eyes stared straight at Wuxiao like this. Chapter 3 Invitation to the Snowblowing Group. Defeat the Deep Sea King this time. Your hero ranking should be raised to within 10 of the B level. How about it? Do you want to join the Blowing Snow group and become my subordinate? Fuyuki's delicate face always has a confident smile on it, and it is inevitable. I can't refuse. Wuxiao pulled out the electric plug, held a small bowl in his left hand, and picked up a piece of steaming beef with chopsticks in his right hand. The color was crystal clear. And the heat was just right. Of course. Blowing Snow's eyes narrowed a little, and the corners of his mouth hooked a little cunningly. However, you may not be able to continue walking in the Hero Association as a hero. After all, a fearful and marginalized way of fighting like yours does not meet the standards of a hero. Just make the situation clear to the management of the association in my name, and you will. Xuanhuan tilted his head slightly, his tone full of threat. Wuxiao puffed out his cheeks and chewed the tender beef in his mouth, admitting that he would never challenge or help when he met the kind of weirdo who had no chance of winning. Although he is improving his physical fitness through exercises such as push-ups and squats, he is an ordinary person without the blessing of skills. Others regard heroes as heroes, he just treats heroes as a profession, so much money a month, what life to play. You're right, but your snowblowing group may not meet the hero standard. Wuxiao picked up a piece of cabbage and said without raising his head. As soon as these words came out, the 3 of Blowing Snow frowned one after another. Kitchen knife slashing man, pay attention to the tone of your speech, sitting in front of you, but the first B-class Hell Blowing Snow Lord. Don't be ignorant. The Mountain Ape's eyes widened and he snorted coldly. Wait, Mountain Ape, I'd like to hear what he wants to say. Blowing Snow closed his eyes, did not get angry, and raised his slender right hand to stop it. He opened his eyes and looked at Wuxiao. Go on. Wuxiao swallowed the sweet fragrance in his mouth and spoke. The Blowing Snow group has a great reputation, and it is indeed true that it has outstanding achievements. But when it comes to recruiting members, it is extremely strong, completely ignoring my wishes, such as now. I even want to force them to compromise by suppressing them. Besides, everything you do, in your heart, shouldn't be just for the hero association. Wuxiao put down the bowl and chopsticks, raised his gaze, and looked at Blowing Snow. He knew very well that Blowing Snow created the Blowing Snow group in order to surpass his sister in merit. To make up for the disparity in talents, she wants to win over other heroes to fight the tornado of individualism. Blowing Snow's white teeth involuntarily bit his lips, feeling offended, but he couldn't find a reason to refute for a while. That's right, in order to catch up with that person, she can do whatever it takes. This kid is too arrogant, Lord Blowing Snow, please allow me to clean him up. The mountain ape clenched its strong fists and shouted angrily. Retreat from the mountain ape. The sound of Blowing Snow amplified a little, not only to calm the mountain ape, but also to calm yourself. So what? She relaxed, the confident smile on her face returned to its original appearance, and she faced the ignorance. In terms of results, under my leadership, the B-level heroes who joined the Blowing Snow group have achieved more achievements and honors than before. And are even more active than many A-class heroes. They don't regret joining the snowblowing group at all, right? Eyelashes, mountain ape. Fuyuki's right hand held up the smiling white face and said of course. Yes, we swear allegiance to Lord Fuyuki. The two immediately put one hand on their chest and took the oath. There's no denying that you do have great talent when it comes to employing people. Wuxiao nodded. Hearing the sound, Blowing Snow was a little proud in his heart. But only if they are weaker than you. Wuxiao added. This. Blowing Snow's expression froze. This matter is true. The more powerful the person, the more proud she is. How can she be willing to join the Blowing Snow group? She can't help them. Wait. What do you mean by that? Do you want to say that you are better than me? Blowing Snow came back to his senses. His eyes froze. No. I just want to say that I don't plan to be a B-class hero all the time. Maybe I will become an S-class hero in the future. Wuxiao's tone was calm and said slowly. Poof. Serious eyelashes. The expression did not tighten at once, and immediately laughed. Ha ha ha, didn't this kid wake up? S-class hero? Is it arrogant to defeat a dying ghost-level weirdo? Mistaking luck for strength? Quote. This kind of brat who doesn't know the height of the sky, even if he joins the Blowing Snow group, it will be embarrassing. Lord Blowing Snow, I suggest it's better to give up on him. Blowing Snow's expression was stunned for 2 or 3 seconds, blinked, looked smiling, and spoke with a vague smile. Okay, the kitchen knife chopping man, I understand your thoughts. One thing you said is right, forcing others is really not good, I will remember. Don't bother much. Eyelashes, mountain ape, let's go. Blowing Snow put down Erlang's legs, seemed to lose patience, and slowly stood up. The Blowing Snow group does not need blindly confident members. If they can't clearly understand themselves, it will drag down the team. Let him go. He will one day understand the gap between himself and S-class heroes. Just like she and her sister. Bang! The door of the house was slammed shut by the mountain ape, and the 3 of them walked in the wind and left the unknown residence. For the sudden visit of the 3, Wuxiao didn't care much and continued to eat hot pot. A hospital in J City. Inside the ward. Hey, is it Your Excellency the S-class hero sexy prisoner? On the phone, the man's voice echoed around. Ah, it's me. Hello, handsome guy from the Heroes Guild. Lying on the white hospital bed, looking at the ceiling, the burly sexy prisoner was covered in bandages, and with his infusion hand. He picked up his mobile phone and said, his eyes hiding regret. On the hospital beds on both sides, there was still a class hero Stinger and Lightning Max, who were falling into a deep sleep. And they had been injured a lot in the previous battle with the Deep Sea King. The ghost-level weirdo Deep Sea King has been successfully solved. Thank you for your contribution. I have to say, S-level heroes are reliable. The voice on the phone continued to ring. As if relieved, and said politely. Solved? By whom? The sexy prisoner's eyes subconsciously rolled and looked at the mobile phone with a love heart pattern on his ear. Ah. Is a B-class hero called the Kitchen Knife Slasher. Although it was because you and Stinger hit the Deep Sea King hard, he won by chance. There was a pause on the other side of the phone, and then said. Hit hard? No. We undoubtedly failed miserably. Ordinary ghost-level weirdos are completely incomparable to that guy, not a rank. The sexy prisoner's expression turned bright, and his mind recalled the feared green monster, and his body was faintly painful. Nope. No. How did the Kitchen Knife Slash man defeat the Deep Sea King? Is there some misunderstanding in this? In the dimly lit contact room, the bearded man broke out in a cold sweat. I'm afraid that kitchen knife you said is very strong. Maybe it's stronger than me, an S-class hero. The sexy prisoner turned his head to look out the window, the curtains fluttering, and said very seriously. Weird society underground. Let's talk. The weirdo king, the great serpent. Gray environment, the air creates swirling ripples. A man wearing a red cloud and black robe, an orange mask on his head, and a blood-red eye appeared out of thin air in the middle of the field. In front of him, a terrifying strange man with several sharp horns on his head, wearing a huge cloak, and a body size of tens of meters tall. Turned his abyss-like black pupils and looked at this suddenly appeared human being. First chapter previous chapter 293 next chapter tale of contents. Previous, Siheyuan, cut off Hu Chin Wairu,